Welcome back, part 3. Hey, let's have some fun. So we're at the beginning here again where we have our multi-layer naming. This is the most important thing of the export because if we get this wrong, we got to re-export everything, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So let's go off of the video file that Gordon has already named for us. As you can see, in this case it says 11-30-80, UCLA versus Oregon State, Mirage Bowl, Tokyo. So what I do first layer, it is UCLA versus Oregon State University. So I'll go into our controls tab in the viewer. You can see me highlight that and then switch. Our text says UCLA versus ASU. Don't need to change anything specific, only the text. I've done all of the settings, the right size. There's some movement to this text. It's the same font. Don't touch any of this. Only change the text. So in this case, it's UCLA versus ASU. We're going to change that to Oregon State University. I usually spell it the whole thing. The only times that I've abbreviated anything for Cal, I use Cal. For UCLA, we use UCLA. For ASU, we use ASU, but OSU could be Ohio State, could be Oregon State. So we want to make sure we spell that out. Even though UW also, I mean, you could assume it's University of Washington. I've spelled out all of University of Washington. So just a heads up. So now what we do, we change that, check our spelling, we're good. So then I'll just click back down here in the timeline. It'll change our title. You can see now it's there. So now I'm going to double click the next layer. In this case, UCLA Bruin Marching Band. That stays consistent, so I'm not going to touch that. Next, we're going to go to... oh, and also, the reason we know it's the UCLA Marching Band that's performing, in these titles, unless otherwise specified, it's always the UCLA Marching Band. So in this case, it just says UCLA versus Oregon State. We don't know in the title that it's UCLA, but we do, because it would say, in big bold letters, Oregon State Marching Band, if that was the band that was doing it. So, we know it's UCLA. Now we're on to the third layer, which in this case is kind of a special name. We've got the Mirage Bowl, Tokyo. Now in this case, it isn't specified whether this is pregame or halftime. So what I would usually do is I would drag it up into the another folder, which I'll recreate because I hadn't had that finished. But if there is any kind of discrepancy in the title, put it into the verify folder. So don't export it, just drag this file into the verify folder. Then we'll have Gordon check those over again, and then at the very end of exporting all of the verify ones, he'll check over and we'll export at the end. So if there's ever any discrepancy, don't worry about exporting it, put it in the verify folder. In this case, Gordon is right here, so I would ask him,
why don't we just call it the Mirage Bowl?
Mirage Bowl?
The Mirage Bowl, Tokyo, Japan.
Okay, great. So in this case, I would change, you see I've highlighted in the controls panel, I've double clicked the third layer. So we're going to go Mirage Bowl, space, hyphen, space, Tokyo, Japan. Like that. Yeah. Then we'll click back down here. It will have changed. Oh, that looks beautiful. Now we're going to look at our date, 11/30/80. So we're going to go November 30th, 1980. Like so. And we've clicked away. And just like that, we're ready for an export. Let's go to part 4 for the export.